Ma għanna l-Mario Kacciatta l-omja u naturalment kod nisimaw, miktar minn nitkellmu nisimaw dwar xi storja daqsxejn tal-biża. How are you, Mario?
Tajjeb, ħafna grazzi.
Tajjeb.
Tista' titkellem niftit bil-Malti.
Daqsxejn ftit, all right.
Għax nixtieq nitpratika l-Malti tiegħek.
Mela, le, daqshekk ħaġa żgħira. Ħansaqsik mistoqsija qabel ma nibdew.
Oh, bil-Malti, all right. Ejja.
Dan ħafna Black Friday u Black. Għanda hemm xi storja tal-biża' marbuta ma' Black Friday.
Black Friday le, mhux għax huwa xi ħaġa tal-riċettament jiġifieri.
Riċenti, ma forsi billi Black u Friday marbuta ma' Friday 13th. Biex tat issu forsi hemm xi le ma jidhirx.
Le, għax il-kelma black
F'dal każ.
Eżatt, blackmail.
Eżatt. Sfortunatament tfisser ċewed beżżana, ftit ovvjament qed nitkellmu dwar affarijiet tal-biża' u naturalment. F'dal każ mhu tal-biża' xi għax Black November ġib ħafna diskazz.
Imma xi ħaġa reċament.
Xi ħaġa reċenti, proset. Għandna sa ta' nitkellmu fuq dan il-ktieb.
Aha,
u xek ktieb.
Nurik xi ħaġa.
Iva.
Għandi ktieb. Xi ħaġa speċjali għax jiena gwida.
Sewwa.
Ovvjament nagħmel ħafna riċerka.
Sewwa.
Nsib ħafna informazzjoni mill-kotba.
Sewwa.
U sib dan. Ktieb iktar minn 100 sena.
Ktieb li għandu iktar minn 100 sena sewwa.
100 sa 1922. Mela ħannu użad neċċali.
U xin tħossok komdu tkellem bl-Ingliż ta' biex. Għaxan ta' lara ħireċ il-mu.
Skużani, il-ktib hija bil-uwa bil-Ingliż.
Bl-Ingliż, I see, okay.
Għanna kelmek ftit bil-Ingliż fuq il-ktib. Mela, l-isem tal-ktib. Holiday customs in Malta and sports, usages, ceremonies, omens and superstitions.
Ooh, that's right.
Superstitions.
Up your street. Okay, superstitions.
I want to speak to you about. So, whilst this book was printed in 1922,
goodness gracious,
it was actually written by V. Busuttil, former inspector of government schools. It was written in 1894.
Originally, I see.
Yeah, so in Vittoriosa. So, it's actually from the 19th century, the information in it.
Wow, fantastic.
Now, there's some fascinating things in here.
I'm
it's
quite
a
sure.
Small book, but there's loads in it. So if I may read you some of these things.
Of course, please do.
So, I've picked
Superstitions.
Superstitions.
It's no surprise that Malta would have an element of superstition.
Exactly, exactly. So let's see if some of your viewers will recognize this. So, Joseph, if you're not feeling well, you've got a headache or a fever or something like this book recommends you put your feet in hot water.
Okay.
But you should add a little salt into the hot water.
I see. Some seasoning to it. Okay.
Exactly. But it's very important. In order that the salt may produce its effects, it must be thrown into the water by a married woman, not by a maiden. Okay?
I see.
You have to get a married woman to throw salt into there.
It's almost a profession.
It's certainly maybe the start of a date or something. Okay, here's some other ones. The itching of the eye. If your eye itches, then it's bad luck. And if your right eye itches, it means you're about to cry. Okay, so bear that in mind. Itching of the hand. If you feel itching in your hand, you're going to receive money. And what's interesting about that one is...
Come on.
Yeah, you want to feel like that, don't you? So I've got a friend from Algeria, from North Africa. She lives in Malta, and she was telling me they have the same thing.
The same thing.
In North Africa, in Algeria. Howling of dogs. So, a superstitious opinion in Malta says that the howling of a dog in a neighborhood is the warning of death to any that are sick in that neighborhood. Now, let me tell you something. When I was young, when I was a boy, my father passed away. The very moment he passed away, our family dog started howling.
You're serious?
The very moment. Yeah. So, kind of...
okay, that should be... Yeah, it should strike a chord.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. You'll like this one. Tingling of the ear.
Okay.
So, if you feel a tingling in your ear, somebody's talking about you. Now, the right ear, a tingling of the right ear means that a friend is speaking well of you. And you feel anything?
Nothing.
Your left ear. If it's your left ear that's tingling, someone's speaking badly of you.
Okay.
So you have to watch out for that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, this is a really weird one, but I do like this one. Now, Joseph, you strike me as the kind of man who gets invited to lots of parties. You must begin.
Oh, well, the odd one here and there. Yeah.
I'm sure you do. So basically, here's the thing. If you go around to, according to this book, you go around to a couple's house.
Yeah.
They have to offer you an aniseed drink. Okay? So, according to this book, it was called Zambur.
Zambur?
Yeah. Does that ring a bell? I'm not familiar with Zambur. Do you know that?
No.
Okay, so it's an old drink, but it's made of aniseed. They have to offer you that the first time you go around to their house. If you do not, they will be cursed.
They will be cursed?
They will be cursed for not offering you this drink. And it works like this. What will happen is a mouse will enter the chest of drawers of the lady of the house.
Is that the curse? No?
And gnaws all the petticoats of the mistress of the house.
Okay, she has to find the mouse has to find the petticoats first.
Yeah, so they'll be going to the underwear drawer of this woman and eating all of her.
That's going to scare off many people, because many people would offer me a glass of wine.
Yeah, and they need to find out.
They're not going to greet me with a glass of aniseed liqueur or whatever that is.
I like this one as well. Some people think it's a great shame for a woman who puts dishes in the oven when her husband is away from the island.
I see.
So if your husband goes abroad, you're not supposed to use the oven.
Well, you know what? Because it implies that the oven is something that, I mean, he needs to be there. If he's away, I mean, there must be someone else who's...
Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
You shouldn't be cooking
the
too.
plot thickens here.
Oh, yes. I see what you mean. Okay, so just a few more.
That's amazing. I mean, and these were superstitions that people, I mean, really believed, didn't they? I mean,
Just, this book, it says at the back, it's a compilation of some of the superstitions that were there, present in the Maltese Islands. Now, we've talked before about spells and witchcraft in Malta and how prevalent they were.
Yes.
And basically, those spells, the actual casting of spells and sort of witchcraft ideas, they seem to have died down in the 1800s in Malta, and that's when this book was written, written in the 1800s. But the spells seem to have just morphed into something else. They've morphed into superstitions.
I see.
Now, for example, in the very back of this book, one of the last things it says is, if you have bad nerves, if you have the frights...
I see, okay. Not those, okay.
There's a superstition here. And it's the same as a spell that I've come across that was cast in the 1700s. But in here, it manifests itself as a superstition. It's the same thing. It's pretty horrible. You get the person with bad nerves, sit them down at a table, and then I regret to tell you, because I'm a dog lover, you boil a puppy.
You what?
You boil a puppy. Yeah, you put a puppy in a pot.
Right.
You boil it.
Right.
Take the juice from the puppy and you put it in a bowl, and the person with the bad nerves consumes the boiled puppy juice. And then the person enacting all this gets the body of the dog and slams it down onto the table. Scaring the person, obviously.
For sure.
For sure. And that should be the last time that they're ever made afraid.
I see. So that's the last fright of their life.
Yes, possibly gives them a heart attack.
My goodness.
But you see, I have found that as a spell.
A spell?
In the 1700s, coming out of the Inquisition. And it was cast by, witches or sorcerers if they were male.
Yeah, of course.
But in here, it appears as a superstition. So it seems to have watered down a bit and become a bit more mainstream.
That's weird. I mean, but this last one is ghastly.
It's awful. I'm a dog lover, so please don't try that.
No, of course, that's for sure. And I mean, you might as well still get your fright here and there, not at the expense of a puppy, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
Very interesting. These are really interesting insights into our past. As we've often mentioned, and I mean, some people still have certain superstitions, others don't, but it's still very interesting to see how people's imagination, in this case, rather scary imagination.
Yeah, certainly they've endured in Malta for centuries, and it'll be interesting to know if anybody still has superstitions today.
Exactly, I can't come xi superstizzjonijiet bħal daw, jew anke superstizzjonijiet oħra, jgħidulna badulna hekk nagħdu pjaċir anke naraw ma' Mario, naraw daqsxejn x'inhu ma daw il-biżgħat u s-superstizzjoni, naturalment li wieħed jista' jkollu li jistgħu jkunu ħafna. Thank you very much, grazzi ħafna Mario.
Grazzi lilek.
Nawguralek il-pjata s-serata tajba.
Grazzi.
Grazzi tal-kont maħna. Wafa qasira, ftit reklami nkunu magħkom eżatt wara.